Yo, yo, yo. Yo, Anthony J, what up, dude? What's going on? Welcome back to the live stream. Making a fucking commercial. Good morning. It's gotta get done. Just received some news that I gotta move even faster. So we're gonna finish up a shot today. Here we go again, indeed. Well, am I self-taught? Yes. So I've got to have this whole thing done by Monday. So we are working hard. We're even skipping cleanup on some of these. We're just going directly to color over our pencils, which is not what I wanted to do necessarily, but that is the state we are in, you know? That's where we're at. Hey, that's the guy from the thumbnail. It is. That's the Lenovo bro. That is the Lenovo bro. Yeah, we are throwing caution to the wind. We are skipping steps. We no longer have the luxury of time. We no longer have the luxury of time. But we do have the luxury of live streaming, which is nice, because I can share in my anxieties, and then you guys can take the stress and go, wow, what a world we live in. Luckily, this shot, despite the fact that I'm using the pencils, it's a pretty quick shot in terms of the way the choreography. So I think it'll still read pretty well, in spite of the fact that it's much rougher than the other ones. Best exercises for self-taught animators. I've got a whole video on it, man. You got to go watch it. It's like, what do I put the videos up for? Spend weeks on a video, you know? What are we doing? Do I believe in talent? Yeah, sure. Cool. Talent's great. Be talented. Do you not believe in it? Or are we doing the thing where we're like, some people are just gifted, but it's actually hard work kind of shit? Do I believe in cynics? No, he's not real. I'm not talented, so I guess I can't draw. No, you obviously have to put work into it, but it's like, yeah, no shit. No shit. It doesn't just like, you don't just show up and you can draw real good. Kind of weird mindset's that. Why are we even concerned about it? Everybody's got like, y'all got such self-limiting beliefs. It's like, because like the logical, like if you follow the logic there, it's like, oh well, some people are talented, so that means I should just not do this because I don't have it. And it's like, if that's what you want to believe, I think that's a terrible way to live, but I think that's a stupid thought. Because, like, even if that was true, it's like, I don't know. That's not motivating to think about. So stop worrying about it. Shut up. Just draw some pictures. Just draw some pictures and shut up. You know? Yeah, talented people notoriously they do no work. No, I think it's a stupid argument. Obviously, that's why I'm clowning on it. And also just like if somebody's good at what they do, I'm just like, yeah, that's a talented person. I don't like think about some arbitrary distinction between talent and skill or whatever the fuck. Just be like, yeah, you're good at that thing that you do. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. Just shut up and draw some pictures already. Jeez Louise. Oh, I didn't finish that. It's funny because, like, so I've taught a couple different things. Like, I taught guitar was the first thing I ever taught. I used to teach chemistry in college. And no matter what field you're in, someone's going to say some dumb shit like that to justify just, like, not doing it. Like, when I was teaching chemistry, I remember I had this one student, they were just like, oh yeah, I'm going to be a doctor, so I don't need to learn chemistry. I'm just like, that's not how that works. that's not how that works. Just fucking do the thing. Like, even if that was true that you didn't need to know it, it's like, you're just going to be a better doctor if you understand chemistry. Like, so stop making up dumb excuses. Just draw, you know? Just draw pictures. It's not that crazy. Do I mostly use reference? No. This shot was animated without reference. Pull up another shot that I really like that was animated without reference. A lot of the shots are animated without reference. I don't need education because I'm going to win the lottery. Now that's true. See, you're right. That's like the one true thing that somebody said so far. Sketching is a hobby of mine. That makes sense. That makes sense why you'd be here. No, I don't know. I think for me it's just like, hey, if you don't like the thing, you don't have to do it. Like, you know what I mean? If you're not just drawing because you think drawing's cool, then just, you don't have to do it. No one's telling you got to do it. Unless you live in like some weird place where people are like, you need to draw, otherwise you'll be ostracized. Needing the feeling of perfectness. I think deadlines are good for that. Should I abstain from using references when animating? No, you should use references. I think I've got a lot of feelings about it. I like animating without references, but you don't need to not do that. I think there's an advantage. So with some things, like if it's a very lifelike animation, so it's very like grounded in reality, I'll use references. If it's something that can be a little more like fun and playful, I'll tend to not use references. And I think when I don't use a reference, I end up being more exploratory. So there's like a benefit. There's a pro and con to both of those things. So like, don't be dogmatic about it. There's no right answer necessarily. It's just what works for the situation. Am I using Clip Studio 1X dude, I have no idea what version. I am using Clip Studio. Yeah, don't be dogmatic. Just draw. If you want to use a reference, use a reference. If you don't do it. There's benefits to both. I think there's a lot of joy that comes from drawing and animating without reference. Like, you can really have fun with it. Yeah, and I'm going to talk about that in some videos after I'm done with this fucking commercial, which has got to be done by Monday, and I'm not stressed at all. Not stressed about that at all, guys. But yeah, I will say, any of the software stuff, I'm not going to answer software questions today. You know how it is. I don't want to talk about software. I don't give a shit about the software. Who cares about software? Just use whatever software you like. Isn't today Monday? So, in a week, I mean, you know, like next Monday. Next Monday. Today is Monday. But yeah, I'm referring to the following Monday, not today. It's going to be literally just breakneck pace cleanup. It's going to be sloppy as fuck, and I don't really care. Like, I do care, but I got to just do it. I don't have a choice. AI is shook right now. It's fucking shaking in their boots, you know? God for the magic wand tool. Thank God. What would we do without it? Sound like an Eastern animator after that line? I don't know what I said. I don't remember, but I do work in mostly Eastern studios, so it makes sense that it would with that. What do I think of when designing characters to animate? Does this character look cool? I am somebody, I don't care how complicated the character is, I just want to animate something that looks cool. So if it looks badass, then fuck it, I'll figure it out. We'll make it work. If that character looks badass, we're gonna make it work. After doing The Witcher, I'm like, alright, these characters are crazy complicated. I'll figure it out. Is it possible to access the lives elsewhere? I don't know. I don't think so. If you're a member, you can get access to the live streams, but I don't post them anywhere else, really, if that's what you're asking. And for some reason, it seems I can't draw the poses I want. How long you been drawing for, bro? That's gonna make a big impact on this conversation. Because if it's only been a couple years, of course you can't just draw the poses you want, man. It takes time. 2 years? Yeah, it's not enough, dude. My timeline for being reasonably comfortable with drawing was 10 years. I feel like by 10 years, you've got like a decent idea of what's going on. When I started, that's what I said. I'm like, yeah, in 10 years, I'll kind of have a sense of what's going on. And that wasn't too wrong. 10 years was like a pretty accurate. Yeah, I'm happy with that estimate. I started 10 years ago taking it seriously, and I feel like now I'm kind of comfortable with it. Real talk, I do think my figure drawing class is fucking sick if you want to take that. And I think I go really into drawing figures from imagination quite well. That's how I feel about it. I don't know how everybody else feels about it. They better feel good about it, though. The animation one, figure drawing for animation is the class. Do you ever time how long you take to draw a frame? No, I do not. I feel like that's a level of neuroticism I don't need to add into my life. It's already time consuming. And based on the reactions of all my other animators, apparently I do it pretty quickly. So I don't feel the need to add any more stress about it. So oop, wrong color. You know, we just got to do it. Who cares? Don't worry about timing yourself. Just draw. Is it mandatory to start sketching before moving on to digital and do the same as practice? It is fucking mandatory, dude. You have to. There's no exceptions. Don't you know, as part of art rule number 6073, that you have to start sketching on paper first? It has been decreed by the Art Coalition, and you have to do it that way. And if you don't, you're liable to suffer severe consequences, financial and potential prison time. You know what I'm gonna say. Just fucking draw shit, man. You draw it on a canvas, draw it on a computer, whatever. Just draw pictures. Just draw pictures. What are we doing? You know, what are we doing? What are we doing? It's fucking. It's like y'all come up with like a new weird neurotic rule every week. It's crazy. Just draw some pictures. Do it if it comes natural. I don't know, man. If you're having a good time drawing digitally, draw digitally. You know? Sometimes you just gotta do what you feel like doing. Whatever's motivating you. How often do I live stream? I've been live streaming quite a bit lately, as I'm finishing this project up. I think there's a joy to sketching in your sketchbook that is a little distinct from working at the computer. So that's something I would say, and I think you probably build slightly better habits working traditionally, but I think the skills do translate pretty directly. At least it has in my experience. So do what you want to do, dude. Do what feels right. If you're like, hey, I only want to draw on the computer today, go for it. I wasn't joking. Breaking news. AI apparently detonated due to the static electrical charge of my animating. Exactly. Here, wait, Adam, check out this one shot that I'm compositing. It's a fun one. How did I feel when I learned about Kim Jong-il's passing? I'm gonna sound really mean, but I have this rule of this is like a life rule that I have, which is if I don't know somebody personally, I don't get that upset because I don't know them. I think it's I think it's a bummer. It sucks, but I don't know. I just don't think about it. I know that sounds really mean. I'm sorry if that does. But you know what? He'll live on in all of our hearts because his art's so fucking good. That shot took forever, the one that I just shared before. Thank you, Adam. Yeah, I do love doing some 2D animation. It's very, very fun. You just get so much... There's a lot of, like, fluidity and mistakes you can add into it. Did I use reference for that shot? Nope. It started out as a bunch of scribbles, though. If I show you what it started out as, you'd be like, oh, that's crazy. How long does it take to typically finish the scene? It can change. That last one took months. Or took like 2 months to finish that one. Thank you so much. Can I show us? Not right now. I gotta get this done. And I don't want to look for the file. We don't have the time. I'm so stressed. I'm throwing all caution to the wind here and just making mistakes because this just needs to get done. Can we see the scribbles? You will at some point. I'll share it once the commercial's out. I got to get this shit done by Monday. So so we are in a time crunch. We are in a time crunch. I got yelled at this morning, so I gotta move. Gotta move. We don't have time. Oop. What caused the crunch? Couple things. Lack of budget contributed to a bit of a manpower issue. The studio, or I guess the company, the client had a bunch of rewriting that went on early in pre-production, so I think that slowed things down a little bit. Couple things, you know. Why do you still draw the details even if they're outside of the box? It's a good question. Sometimes when you're compositing, you might find that you need to move things around. Also, we are doing a vertical version as well for phones, and so I wanted to make sure I just had plenty of room because I'm not entirely sure how much of it's going to be outside of the frame. Clip Studio is underrated. I don't think it is, man. Like, the entire anime industry uses Clip. I don't think it's that underrated. I think people really like it. We're all using it. We're all using it. Maybe for you Westoids it's underrated, but you know, for us in anime. Timeline's low-key mid sometimes. Nah, you're mid. Totally wrong. Totally wrong. That's on you. I'm blaming you over the timeline. Timeline's great. Don't you dare. Don't you dare talk about a Clip Studio timeline like that. Thanks, Jarrett. Appreciate it. Just gotta get it done. I'm not even gonna do shadows on this one, I think. I might just leave it as flats. Just call it a day. The timeline overwhelms you. That makes sense, but that doesn't mean it's bad. You know, it just means it takes a little time to get used to. Like many good things, sometimes you got to give it time. Sometimes you got to you got to work your way into it. Hear me out. The timesheet in OpenTunes is pretty good. Oh, actually I do agree with that. Okay, fair. It's a good counter argument. It's fair. I do like the OpenTunes timeline. That is a wise and informed response, and so I take it as valid. I respect it. This is a conclusion you've come to based on experience, and now I respect it. TV Paint, I have issue with TV Paint's timeline. That's the problem. Like, the layer management really sucks. It's like super wacky. Totally empathize about getting yelled at on projects. Yeah, it's rough, dude. It's rough. And, you know, they want it done. I get it. They paid some amount of money. Could have been a little more. Could have been a little more, but I get it. You want your thing done. They got people yelling at them. I get it. I get it. Hard emphasis on a little more. Yeah, just a bit. Just a bit. It's all good. It's all good. They're super nice. I can't complain. And they want to do more, so I can't complain. Yeah, all the scenes are split up into separate files, so I make the animatic, assign the shots. You assign the shots individually to different artists. sometimes when the artists don't animate the shots right, then you gotta do 10 shots yourself, and that's really stressful and fun, and sometimes that doesn't happen. But yeah, you send everything out. I'll pull up. Let's see. Let's pull up what it would look like. Yeah, so you have your layout of who's doing what shots. It's Clip Studio, my friend. Clip Studio, getting composited in After Effects. I feel really bad for we have a third-party studio that's doing cleanup. I feel bad. We've kind of had to rush the shit out of them. I don't want to have to do that. Don't want to have to do that necessarily, but that is what's happened. I actually don't know where they're located. It might be. I don't remember. I think some of them are in Japan. I think they're a little bit all over the place too. So I'm not entirely sure. One of our animators on the project has they do he has his own studio and they do cleanup, so kind of was like a perfect fit where we work together on that. Except now I'm drafted into the cleanup team. My scratchy lines that I did not clean up entirely. All the VODs are available if you use that membership down below. I generally don't release them. Usually I say some dumb shit, so I don't usually release them. Usually I say something dumb. We don't need it immortalized on the internet. I agree with Jared. Get that green button there. And there will be other sessions where I won't be nearly as stressed and I will be able to answer questions. Because I do plan on doing a bunch of streams after this is all done. And I will be able to go in depth and read some of those comments. Today is one of those we're just cruising kind of days. Had to cancel my tattoo appointment. I was going to get a new tattoo today. But unfortunately we had to cancel it. After meeting with, after having a little chat. I actually got a bit suspicious of some Eastern studios that take up in-betweening and cleanup. Why suspicious about it? Once corrected something that looks like AR. Oh, I see what you're saying. No particular NDA reason for not releasing the sheets. What do you mean? Yo, Theo. Working in the last freelance assignment. Congrats, dude. Well, I guess maybe, I don't know if that's congrats. But, thanks for joining the membership. Appreciate you. We're going to be doing a lot of streams once I'm done with the commercial, so it's probably a good time to hop in there. I've got a couple like fun little one-off shots I want to animate. Actually, I just want to do a bunch of Dragon Ball fan animations after I'm done with this. It's my plan. There you go. I saw the post about you studying VFX. It looks great, dude. Future Gohan, let's go. Best character. Even though I did have a conversation with my friend that apparently Future Gohan, like if you really think about it, he kind of sucks because he had like so much more time than present day Gohan, and present day Gohan just like absolutely annihilated Cell, and Future Gohan just had to take out the fucking androids, and he couldn't even do that. He couldn't even do that. And he had so much more time. Disappointing. Future Gohan didn't have his dad for prep. That's fair. That's fair. That's totally fair. Sometimes you need daddy to help you prep for battle. I get it. It's so funny rewatching that show. It's like it's such a dumb show. It's so stupid, but I fucking love it. Like, not that I think Dragon Ball was thinking about it, but like the themes of the show are pretty bad. Like it's basically like if you look at the theme that it's presenting, it's like, hey, if you're just really arrogant and put yourself before everyone else, you can save the world and be a hero. And just be like the most toxic person ever. And it's kind of great. It's kind of hysterical. Yeah, like Goku and Frieza, he's like, hey, you should kill him before he powers up to his full level because everyone's gonna die. And Goku's like, no, I need to see him at 100%, otherwise I won't be satisfied. It's like, how do I get that interpretation? It's not hard, dude. Every fucking enemy that they fight, it only reaches the level that they reach because they want to fight a stronger person. Like Vegeta allows Cell to reach his perfect form because he wants to fight him. Goku lets Frieza reach 100% because he wants to see his true power. It's like such a obvious interpretation. It's not even like a question, dude. I mean, just like look at all their actions. They're so bad. Yeah, Vegeta's the reason that Boo is released. Like, they literally cause all of the problems. And then at the end, Goku abandons his family so that he can train with the Boo that he reincarnated because he's bored of hanging out with his family. It's like it's so. And then they glorify it by like making him look really badass. And like, yeah, it's not thematically, it's not the greatest, but that's what makes it funny. And I'm not quite sure how that commenter, I don't like, what interpretation did you take from the show? That Goku's a great dad and like he's doing a killer job. You know what I mean, man? He looks like a female. All right, well, that's cool. So what? You got a problem with that? I like androgynous characters. If you don't mind me asking, what's the meaning of adding color if there's going to be a cleanup. No, there's not in this case because I'm being rushed, so I have to just clean it up, or have to just do it. Piccolo is the best dad. Normally I would agree, like, I wouldn't add more. I add color if I was gonna send this off for cleanup, but we're in a time crunch. It's funny to me how strong of a reaction you get if characters are like slightly androgynous. It's so weird. It's so fucking crazy to me. I don't know if it's that people just have like really like rigid, I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's just like people have like really rigid views of like gender and all that shit, but it's just like, I don't know, dude. Look at fucking Raiden. He's a femboy. And Raiden's a great character. Love that. Yeah, Theo is fucking ridiculous. I also like I've just always been a fan of like Kojima does this thing where he gives like Raiden's a great example where he has like a really like traditionally feminine hip thing going on, and I just think that's like a cool design. I don't know, I've always been into that. I think it works really well. And there's something like kind of striking about it, so I'm about it. I don't know what to tell you. Mega Man's got a wide pelvis too. Yeah. There you go. Just let the characters be characters. Who cares? Just let them do their thing. James is woke now is what I hear. I mean, a little bit. You know? Fuck it. I don't see any issue with it. It's way better than the alternative of like... Well, I'm just going to leave it at that. Let's not get into it. We'll just leave it there. We don't need to talk about it. I'm just going to say I'm not somebody that gets really concerned about women's sports. That's all I'm going to say. We'll leave it there. And if anybody responds to that, I'm not going to say anything about it further. How long is the figure drawing class? Well, the figure drawing class is just the recordings, but it's 8 lectures, and then there's whatchamacallit, 8 lectures and a bunch of feedbacks, which are also helpful, I think. Dude, I don't know what I'm gonna do after this commercial's done. I'm gonna like, I feel like I'm going to fucking war right now. I'm gonna have PTSD. I like have no idea how I'm gonna like readjust back to society. It's gonna be crazy. Can you ask again? I don't know what you asked. Just resend the question if you want me to look at it. How much frame per second do I use? Generally, I animate at 24 frames per second. However, I animate on 2s or 3s. This shot is on 2s. A lot of the other shots I animate on 3s. 3s would be my sort of default. And then, yeah, 3s is my default. And then I'll add 2s, 1s, 4s, depending on the shot. And that's a whole complex question, which I can't specify why I would choose what I do at the moment, but I would say 3s is my default. And by 3s, the project's on 24 frames per second, but 3s is a new drawing every 8 frames. Wait, no. Wait, I don't remember. Fuck it. It's 8 frames per second. That's what it is. That's the right word. Sorry. Brain's doing too many things. Why do I paint the parts that aren't in frame? We have one, you want to have extra just in case you resize, change the comp at all. 2, we have a vertical comp for phones, so I got to make sure there's extra room. Got to make sure there's just enough space. Finally almost done with reading Dune. Cool. Well, what do you think of it? Should you read Annihilation next? It depends. I've been talking to a good friend of mine about Annihilation. He really doesn't like the book, loves the movie. I liked the book. What would I read next if I was you? Dad ass? Yeah, you gotta have nice solid butt. You know what I mean? Annihilation or Neuromancer? Neuromancer is cool, but hard to understand. But I like a lot of things in it. I found it hard to, like, the sentence structure was, like, the way it's written is really weird. And I usually don't run into that problem with reading. I feel like something about the way Gibson writes, and that seems to be like a thing a lot of people feel, is like the way Gibson writes is a little strange, but I'd give it a go. The streams are available if you use the membership button down below. Otherwise, they do not get stored for public consumption. Nope, on color. Is animation 2s or 1s? 3s and 2s, my friend. 3s and 2s. And actually there's some 1s in there too, but I prioritize 3s and 2s. That's how I start out usually. You'd be surprised. You can get something really fluid on 3s. And I've made it a habit to try to use fewer and fewer frames, because I think some of the best animators are really good about being efficient that way. I've been watching a lot of Yoshinari Kanada's animation, and it's just like really punchy, like a lot less easing, and it's cool. You do 2s and 3s at the same time. You, depending on the frame, you go back and forth between them. It's a whole thing. It's in the animation class. Can't explain it right now, but it's good. You gotta, yeah. It's like depending on the easing, you might have a movement that's, if it's quick, it's on 2s, and then as it eases in, it switches to 3s. It really depends. James, am I strong in real life? I think so. I do a lot of sports. I can take a hit. No, I'm pretty strong. I'm like not a big dude, so you know, there's that. But like, I work out 6 days a week. Play sports, rock climb. So, I'm doing okay. We could find out. Wait, do I make an animation class? Yes. How tall am I? It's for research. I'm pretty short. I'm 5'7", 5'8", somewhere between those two. It makes playing hockey scary sometimes. Do I like to go to the beach? No, not really. Actually, it depends. If I'm like in a good mood and I'm fucking chilled out, then yes. I animate on 3s generally, which is 8 frames per second. I think really, really good animators can make something fluid with the least number of drawings possible. To the new person, lies. James is a big guy. He's only 6'7" and 280 pounds. Yeah, there you go. No, I it's funny because like my whole family is super short, and then like I grew up like I went to private school, and so there was like 8 kids in my grade, so I just never knew that I was like short or anything like that, which is honestly like the ideal way to exist. And then I only later found out that people care or like get upset about it. And it's just like, just fucking be short. Who cares? Just be short. You know what I mean? There's motherfuckers out there breaking their legs to get their legs extended. It's crazy. Don't do that. Private schools do allow short people. It's crazy. It's craziness. They don't discriminate, surprisingly. I agree with you, Theo. Never seen anybody over 6'2" past the age of 70. Let's go. Make me a tall disabled guy. It's really funny. I have a friend that's like, I'm just gonna say fucking stupid, and he was just like, he's not even short, but he was just like so upset about it. And I'm like, you know, the mere fact, like, he was upset about it because of like dating stuff, and I'm like, you know, the mere fact that short people exist mean that like they're somehow getting together and like finding each other romantically. Just the fact that they exist means that, you know, they're doing fine, they're out there. So just take it easy. It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I thought it was like the best way to think about it. I'm just like, yeah, dude. We exist. Our kind. Art stream become a roast show of people real quick. Yeah, dude. I love talking shit. I'm sorry. It just happens. Especially when I'm here working, doodling, shit talking my friend. You don't know them. Doesn't matter. This guy's doing flips for fun. He's doing flips to potentially evade some attackers. So sometimes you gotta just flip. If I could redo this, which I am not going to because of time constraints, I would have him look back to sort of signal that he's got people coming after him, but I just didn't have the time. Drawing follow through in less frames requires planning. Yes. Flips are mental damage against the enemy. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Precisely. How do I handle long personal projects without... I mean, this isn't a long personal project. This is a professional project, and I have a contract, so that helps. I would just shorten the scope of a personal project if that was the case. Okay, yeah, I would just shorten the length of your personal project. Do something simple. Don't get too caught up with it. Okay, let's add some shadows. And I don't even know if I want to do shadows. Let's see. That is part of a project from Double Plus Studios. I don't remember what the storyline was for that though. I might do something crazy and just not even do shadows. We might be at the point where we just don't even want to do shadows. Have you ever animated Sakuga animation? I mean, it depends on what you could consider it. I think I have one shot I did on the Witcher movie that qualifies. I would put it on Sakuga Buru. I think so. Little butt shot. Cat shot. Meow. Open up the laptop shot. It's all coming together. Okay. Cat does have shadows. The car's got shadows. Okay, let's see. I think we're going to end the live stream. This has been fun. I've got to listen to audio and do editing, so I'm going to need my faculties. Runs at camera menacingly. I agree. Remember, what's the lesson of today? I don't think there's a lesson. Remember, just like sometimes you just got to draw and just accept that your drawings are going to suck or something. Cool, everybody. Thanks for coming here. What did you say? What you know about rolling down in the deep when your brain goes numb? I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I gotta have a commercial done in a week, so hopefully that's out. It'll be on my YouTube channel once it's done. Hey, the lesson is remember to text your brother before you go live. I forgot again, Bill. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. My bad. You gotta have the notifications on. I got stressed out and just went live, you know? All right, brother, I love you. That's not related to the rest of you guys. To the rest of you, I hate you all. Thanks for coming. No, I don't really do direct drawing all that much because I'm animating all the time, so it's not the best strategy for it. And that's why, because animation needs rough passes. I am going to hop off. I'll text you now, brother. And for the rest of you, just give up, you know, get a new hobby. Why are you wasting your time drawing?